9 p.m., you look at your tank and your favorite fish has white spots. Or maybe it's floating weirdly. You panic. You drive to the big box store. You buy a bottle that says cures everything. Stop. Put it back. You're holding a generic, all-in-one, most likely herbal remedy. Most of the stuff on those shelves just doesn't work, or it's too weak and not specifically tailored toward what you need to save your dying fish. We're going to be building you an emergency kit. Things that you need, and it's only going to be 3 things that can generally solve most of your issues you're going to find. If you want to have fewer of these uh-oh moments, make sure you hit subscribe. That way you'll see all my guide videos. You can catch problems early, and you can keep your tanks low stress so you can just enjoy your fish. If you have these 3 items in your cabinet, you can cure most things you're going to come across disease-wise. Before we touch on medicine, we need a place to use them. Generally, you don't want to medicate the whole tank because not every fish needs antibiotics. And the more we use them, the weaker they get when we need really use them. Set up a hospital tank. It can be as simple as a 5 or 10 gallon you have sitting around. Medicine can also stain your equipment, especially the ick medicines. It can kill your plant and wipe out beneficial bacteria, harm snails and other things depending on type they are. You need a hospital tank. It doesn't have to be fancy. A simple 5 gallon will do. Fill it with water, add an air stone, you're ready to go. You're going to need to keep it cycled though. This isn't something you can just set up and not do. So set it up, make sure there's still some kind of food in there to keep it going. Now that we got that out of the way, let's look at the 3 big things I want you to keep on hand. The most common killer for beginner fish keepers is ick, or white spot disease. If your fish looks like it was sparkled with salt, it's ick. You'll know when you see it. You'll need a strong Melikek green formula to treat ick. My go-to is Cordon or Ick-X. Why? Because I've used both of them and they're the 2 that I found work the best. They're also slightly safer on inverts and other things like that. How do you use it? First of all, do a water change. Second of all, fill the tank up with clean water. Follow the dosing instructions on the container. It's usually about a teaspoon per 10 gallons, but just double check the bottle to make sure. You can also up the temperature, but very slowly. If your tank normally sits 72, don't just crank your heater up to 80 degrees. The warmer the tank, the quicker the life cycle of this parasite becomes. You're only going to want to turn the tank up a couple of degrees every day. 80 is usually a good sweet spot to kill this quick. Keep treating. 3 days, usually the spots are gone. I still follow the bottle. Usually the bottle says 5 to 7 days treatment. I do that just to be safe. These do stain, but please don't spill it on yourself, your carpet, clothes. Wear gloves if you have them. Airlines will get stained. That's how we suggest a hospital. If you're not sure where to get these medicines, or you just want to get something that I didn't mention because you've been looking for it and can't find it, make sure you check out my links in the description or pinned comment, or you can go over and check out my Amazon page that has lists of all fish medicines, fish foods, and a bunch of different things that are super beneficial to all fish keepers. Next things that you can encounter, we got fin rot, popeye, fuzzy white patches. Aren't ick. There's usually a bacterial infection. For these, you're going to want a broad spectrum antibiotic. I would recommend erythromycin, sold as Maricin by Fritz. These are actually going to absorb into your fish, fight the infection inside. If your fish's fins look like they're rotting away, or they have sores and red spots all over their body, this is what you're going to want to use. And warning, these antibiotics can kill off a part of your filter's bacteria. This is why a hospital tank is also important. So at the same time, you want to make sure you're not dosing the whole tank because it can kill your bacteria. It won't kill all of it, but it can still cause enough to cause issues. Third item isn't actually a medicine. It's a mineral. It's aquarium salt, not table salt. Aquarium salt, closer to Epsom salt. I'm going to recommend you dissolve this in water before you put it in your tank. Salt has amazing healing properties. Did a whole video on it. I'll link a card here if you want to check that out later. Helps your fish breed. It can heal wounds. It helps fix their slime coats. It cures mild fungal infections, parasite infections, even bacterial, and wounds without harsh chemicals. If your fish just looks off and doesn't have any specific other illnesses, just do some salt. You can do a salt bath where you take the fish out, put it in there for a little bit, and take it back. Personally, I would still say take that fish out, isolate it, put the salt in your hospital tank, observe the fish, note any changes, either physical or behavioral. Be careful when using this on corridors or other scaleless fish because it can hurt them, so try a lower dose at first. Also have detrimental effects on your plants. So when you use this, again, hospital tanks are key. But if you're using it on your whole tank, when everything looks normal, do a nice big water change, get some fresh water in there. Because this doesn't evaporate, it stays in the water. So the more you change, the longer it gets out of there. Things you do not want in your tank when you are dosing medicines. The biggie, because they make the medicines null and void, carbon. You do not want any active carbon near your fish tank. Active carbon is designed to suck things out of the water. If you have active carbon in your tank while you're treating, it's going to suck that medicine right out and you're going to have no medicine in your water at all. You can leave your filter cartridge in as long as it doesn't have active carbon in it. You cartridge people, take the cartridges out, let the filter run normal without the cartridges, because all you're going to do is take the medicine out you just paid for. It's not going to do anything. Don't mix medicines. If you're treating for ick, just use an ick specific medicine. Don't mix it with antibiotics. Another reason treating fish separately is good. If you got 3 sick fish who have ick, one has something else, you can treat them separately. You don't want to be mixing and matching chemicals in your tank because that just create a soup of disaster, and we don't want that for you. So keeping these 3 things on hand, your ICX, antibiotic, and salt, means you don't have to panic. You are ready to handle what's going on. Remember, the best medicine for all fish tank problems starting out, clean water. Fish rarely are going to get sick in a clean tank. If you find yourself using meds too often, something's off with your maintenance. So make sure you check out my maintenance video just so you can get into a right habit on what's going to work. I will also link my medicine playlist. You can check that out as well. So you can click one of those here, and I'll see you there, or I'll catch you in the next video.